YouTube monetization is a huge feat for any content creator using the YouTube platform. But I've noticed of my years being on this platform, especially since I've crossed into monetization land, there are certain discussions I can't find too much, if any, information on. And it pertains to the YouTube membership. Now, what you will hear is a lot of content creators, especially those that are influencers, they will tell you that YouTube membership is a great thing, that you shouldn't worry about the fees that are being taken out, that is all a part of being on the platform. And although that may sound good at first, and it may sound good to those of you that do not want to do your research or try to look for the better plan that may fit your budget, especially if you're in business, today I've decided to run a few numbers and to see if YouTube membership is exactly where you or I need to be when it comes to building our own membership and community. Well, I did a little bit of research just recently and I realized, man, I may have been missing out. And so I polled my audience on my channel, and you guys were saying, hey, Tin, if you found something, let us know. Well, what I found was quite shocking to me, and I want to share it with you today. Now, as I go through this, you're going to notice why I have said that quite possibly the YouTube membership could be costing you money. But I'm not just saying this because I'm disgruntled in any way. I love the platform. I'm saying this because once you run the numbers and the data is clear, you may want to look and do your own research and make sure, if you're running a business, that this YouTube membership works out in your favor. So let's run a few numbers and find out what's going on here. Let's go. Okay, here we are on the whiteboard, and let's just run the data. Let's run a few numbers and let's keep it pretty basic, okay, so that everyone can follow along. The first platform, of course, we're going to look at is YouTube itself. And once you cross monetization, they're going to offer you YouTube memberships. Now, when it comes to YouTube memberships, YouTube takes off the top per person 30%. So it doesn't matter what you set your membership fee as per tier on YouTube, they're going to take out 30% per person. So let's write this out. So YouTube takes out 30%. Now let's say for today's example, we're just going to do a basic $9 a month fee per member. All right, so our fee is $9 per month per person. Okay, so with that being said, take that $9 a month fee that you're going to charge your members to join your membership and subtract automatically 30% from it. That's going to mean for every member at a $9 a month level, you're going to earn $6.30 per person. So for today's example, we're going to start off with a round number such as 10. Makes sense, right? So we're going to say we got 10 people, 10 members. All right, we'll just put PEEP for short. So you have 10 members, you're getting $6.30 for each member every month. So monthly, you're going to get $63 for those 10 people, right, per month. Simple, right? Nothing hard there. So you ever think about the long term, the long game? How much am I going to get a year, Tin? Well, let's take a look. For a year, that means you're going to take this 63 and you're going to multiply it by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So let me adjust just a little bit here so you can see. So that means you're going to get for a year. No, I don't need your help. No, get out of here. This thing is so high tech. You hear me? So that means you're going to get a total of around $756 a year for 10 people. All right? Simple math. That's what you get. That's your earnings off of that $9 a month membership level. So, what does YouTube get? Well, let's see. Let's run the numbers. Let's change the color real quick and let's see what YouTube gets. Let me adjust my screen a little bit. Let's move on up. So YouTube gets, they get that 30%, remember? So they get 30%. Oops. So they get 30%. So what is 30% of that $9 tier plan that you have in your membership? That means they're going to get, oops, my screen adjusted on me. They're going to get $2.70 per person. So since we have 10 people, that's right there, right? 10 people, that's going to equal $27 a month. My voice activator must be on here because it's just doing some crazy stuff up here. Okay, so that means that's going to be $324 a year for YouTube for those 10 people. So you get $756 a year for those 10 people, and they get $324 a year. Now, you may look at this and think, oh, that's not bad at all. Well, let's see. YouTube has a lot of competitors that have come on the market over the last few years, and they are growing quickly. You may or may not have heard of this one particular platform that I'm going to use in today's example, but because it is very popular and growing day by day, I figured I'd shine a little bit of light on it today to kind of give you something to think about when it comes to initiating your very own memberships. The unique thing about other platforms away from YouTube is you don't have to worry about meeting a threshold. YouTube, in order to be able to operate a membership, you have to reach that threshold of monetization. Other platforms, you don't have to worry about that. So you can start anytime you want to. So let's take a look at one of their number one competitors right now, as the filming of this video, that a lot of people are talking about. And let's take a look at none other than school. Currently, school has two levels, or should I say tiers, associated with this platform. So let's write this out. All right, school. Tier 1 of their platform is $9 a month. This $9 a month plan has a 10% fee. Okay, so the $9 a month plan means you as a user pays $9 a month to use the platform. It also means that each one of the people that join your membership, your members, you are charged a 10% fee for every member. Now, what does this mean? This means in order for you, the creator, the host, in order for you to avoid having to pay school that $9 a month plan, you need to get at least 2 people in your membership. Meaning that first person at $9 a month, because we're using the same amount that we used in the YouTube side, you need to have at least 2 people. That first person is going to take care of that $9 a month fee. So they're going to wipe that out. Person number 1, they're going to wipe that out. But that second member that joins your membership, this is where you start to earn your income, because the first person is going to take care of your $9 fee to school. So let's write this out. So let me erase this off. I just wanted you to see that. So let's write this out. Let's change the color here. So school. So we're going to start the same $9 a month membership. Now, in the YouTube example, I said 10 people. We're still going to use the 10 people example here, but you need to understand, in order for this to work out in your favor, so you don't have to pay that fee, you're going to need at least 11 members, because that first member is going to take care of the fee that school charges you to be able to use their lower tier plan. So we're going to say technically 10 people, because that 11th person is going to take care of that fee. But we're going to keep it 10 and 10, all right? So let's do 10 people. So with the same breakdown as we did for YouTube, we understand that school charges 10% for every person at their $9 level, right? So doing the math, that means per person, you are going to earn roughly $8.10 per person. So in this example, we're still doing the 10. So that means for the 10 people, technically 11 people, but you're only going to count 10 people for this example. You're going to get roughly $81 a month. Okay, can y'all see that? Let's see if I can shrink this down some. There we go. You're going to get roughly $81 a month. Okay? So that means every year, if you stay on school for a year, you're going to earn $972 a year for those 10 people. All right? Keeping it basic. So what does school get out of this deal? That 10% fee is going to come out of that $9 program that you have. So roughly, for those 10 people, they're going to earn about 90 cents per person, right? Per member. We'll just put mem for short. So knowing that that's a fact, that means every month for those 10 people in your membership, they're going to earn $9 a month. Let me move my screen so you can see. Okay? That's what they're going to earn, $9 a month. Now, you may look at this and say, okay, that's not so bad. How much do they earn a year? Let me scoot over here just a little bit. That means they're going to earn $108 a year. 9 times 12, $108 for those 10 people. This is what school gets. Just looking at the numbers, not going too much into detail, just basic math, we can see here the difference in the two. YouTube at 30% fee to everyone that uses their platform per member, same $9 plan, you are going to earn $63 a month, as we can see right here. $63 a month. Versus on school, every month, you will earn $81 a month for the same amount of people. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that school is going to give you the most bang for your buck, even at their lower tier level. Even though you have to pay monthly for the usage of school versus YouTube, it still makes more sense financial wise. Even with all the fees, 81 will always beat 63 no matter how you skin it, okay? So if you're looking at your membership as a part of your business, you can't ignore the math. The larger your membership is, the more you're going to get in your pocket using other platforms outside of YouTube. I need you all to understand, before you get gung-ho about any platform, whether it's YouTube, school, or any of the other ones I can go into detail about, you need to run the numbers, especially if you're running a business. If you're doing this as a hobby, it doesn't really matter. But if you're running this as a business, you have to do the math. The data doesn't lie. A lot of you spend a lot of time looking at your analytics to see how well your videos are doing. But how is your money doing? How are your finances doing in your business or in your everyday life? Is it worth the time and effort you are putting into these memberships here on YouTube or any other platform? You have to run the numbers. And I just ran basic numbers so you can see, as a content creator on this platform, whether or not your YouTube membership is costing you money. So you do the math. What are the levels of your memberships here on YouTube if you already have it? If you don't, you have plenty of time to work the numbers. But if you're already starting a YouTube membership, is it the best thing for you? Only you can answer that. If you're doing this as a hobby, doesn't really matter, I guess. But if you're taking it serious and you want more of your income that your members are paying you to be a part of whatever you're doing in your membership, wouldn't it behoove you to make sure you're getting as much as that money as possible? Yes, you can't do anything for free. There's always going to be a fee. Absolutely. But as a business, just like any large corporation, their job is to make sure they're getting the biggest bang for their buck, and they need to make sure their businesses remain profitable. So before you start a membership anywhere, whether here on YouTube, school, or anywhere else, run the numbers. I hope something I've said today in this video has caused you to think and let you know that I, as the educated natural, will never leave you uneducated. And today I wanted to make sure I put a little bit of a golden nugget in your ear to make you think a little bit differently and deeper when it comes to your membership. If you ever need to contact me, feel free to look along my channel. You're definitely going to find something that's going to leave you educated, okay? But if you can't reach me here, feel free to visit my website at www.theeducatednatural.com, as well as check me out on all social media platforms. Just do a search for The Educated Natural. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you have any further questions and want me to do another video, leave that information below as well. I look forward to seeing you the next time. As always, be blessed, continue to be a blessing to others, and continue every single day to enjoy your journey. Now, YouTube is going to suggest a video. I suggest you check it out. See you next time.